What is up, guys? Again, NotTheWorst here, bringing another Black Desert online video, and today we're taking a look at a portion from the latest Global Lab update. We have a new weapon, sort of, that's being introduced into Black Desert, coming up very, very soon, alongside with the Elvia Calpheon release, and this is at least the Google translated name is the God Eye weapon. This could of course be changed in the future. You can see in this graphic that we've got playing here, pretty similar to Blackstar. There's good reason for that, except purple, which is actually pretty cool, the colorization on that. So we're gonna read the dev note that's on it. I do want to point out this is just straight Google Translate this week. Unfortunately, we didn't have Foundry available to give us a little better translation, so we're gonna have a little bit of odd nuances here and there, so just bear with me on those. Then we're going to kind of look at what it takes to get it as far as the details with what we have, and then talk about it just a bit. So let me first go up to the dev note and take a look here. We have the God-Eyed weapon. It's going to be added along with the Calpheon Elvia area, and the God-Eye weapon is a different version of the existing Blackstar weapon. It was created with the intention of increasing the opportunity for growth by subdividing the enhancement steps from Tet to Pen. The God-Eyed weapon can only be converted from the existing Tet Blackstar weapon, and to convert it, you can use the Crystal of the Burning Sun, which is dropped from the Calpheon Elvia hunting grounds. The God-Eye weapon can be upgraded in 5 stages of enhancement. The Burning Sun ore, a reinforcement material required for the challenge, can be crafted using the remnant of the Burning Sun, which can be obtained in the Calpheon Elvia. As the enhancement difficulty is divided into 5 stages, the success probability of each stage is set at a slightly higher level than that of the Pen Blackstar. However, the total amount of goods used until reaching the final stage is almost the same as that of the Pen Blackstar. In the case of the Pen Blackstar, please note that the maximum upper limit of the integrated exchange has been raised to preserve its value. That means they're increasing the overall price of what a Pen Blackstar can be sold for. So 99.5 billion now. This is going up. They don't say to what, speculation somewhere around 120 to 150, but we'll see when it goes live. After the developer commentary video registered on May 26, so many adventurers gave their opinions. In particular, I was able to confirm that there was a lot of interest in the God-Eyed weapon. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you again. The Pen Blackstar weapon is currently one of our best items in Black Desert, and therefore there are no plans to introduce reinforcement or improvement of the confirmed method, and I think this is a minimum device for those who have already been through difficult challenges. So what they're saying there, because if you've seen this kind of floating around, there's a lot of negative feedback going around because people were thinking something along the lines of the reinforcement setup, like the Jatina upgrades, which personally I think would be absolutely ridiculous to introduce that for Pen Blackstar. And they're just kind of saying they don't want to reduce the current method of obtaining Pen Blackstar, which is YOLO 420 swag, click your J hammers or whatever for it. So they're not going to introduce something to just flat out make that easier, but rather a different type of progression for it. So what you do is you essentially are going to swap out your Tet Blackstar, and you will get a plus 15 God-Eyed weapon. And then from plus 15, you have different stages for it, as usual: Pry, Duo, Try, Tet, and then Pen. Notably, Tet is 3 AP short of a Pen Blackstar, and obviously some monster damage in there as well. So it's pretty close at Tet, and the Pen then is exactly the same as a Pen Blackstar. From what I understand, you can swap them interchangeably, so if you have a Pen Blackstar now and you want it to be purple version, you want the God-Eyed weapon, you can actually do that with the items from the Elvia drop and swap it over, and vice versa. If you go through the purple upgrade method and get it to Pen and you want the red Pen Blackstar, you can actually swap it with, again, some items from there. As is usual, it doesn't downgrade until you're attempting Try, so if you're on Duo going to Try, it can downgrade at that point, and that you can also then begin using crons, not on Duo, but on the Try to Tet version. You can start using crons for it. So they break it down here, but there's actually a really nice Reddit post that kind of analyzes this a bit and then tries to justify the cost of the stacks. It's a really nice write-up in general. Whoever did it, I think their take on it was a little sour, but pretty good at least for what we're looking at. So the first thing to note is we only have specific percentages on specific stacks that they gave us. So for instance, they give us the number of going from Tet to Pen on the new one on a 200 stack. But realistically, you're probably going to click this on a 240 stack, same as you would a Pen Blackstar. From what I can tell, it's probably 4% on a 240 or right around there, whereas a Pen Blackstar normal click is 5% on 240. So it's a little bit lower, but your cron cost is obviously cheaper. So let's go through it here. So going from plus 15 to Pry is 9.9%. On that, 9.9% on the stacks that they gave us. He did not include the stacks in that chart. Did not realize that. On a 100 stack. Then you have to Duo, 7% on a one based on a 130, 6% to Try based on a 150, 4.5% on Tet based on a 170, and then 3.15 on for Pen based on a 200 stack. The cron cost on each of those, you can see 1820, which is about half of what it costs to go from the normal Tet Blackstar to Pen Blackstar for the God Eye. And then this write up here, I'll share this in the comments if you guys want to take a look at this. He kind of breaks down what the roundabout cost of the stacks is there, and then tries to assign a total cost for it, total number of crons on average, clicks, stones needed on average, memory fragments on average, versus the current method of Pen Blackstar on a 240 stack on average. So about 30 billion difference roughly. Number one, I'd say give or take a bit, because we don't know all of the items that are required from Elvia to continue pushing it. It looks like this is just about right, but we also don't know the percentages. We only have the numbers that they gave us based on specific stacks. It's also entirely possible, but these are not the optimal stacks that you're going to click them on, or you potentially use something higher, or maybe you can even use it lower and not eat up the cost of whatever the stack is. There's also something to be said for having to have 5 different 100+ stacks to be able to progress it, versus getting your J hammer twice a year, getting your J hammers twice a year and clicking on your 140 stack or whatever, because that's what people do sometimes. And there's that. So a little bit of a comparison. I would say, number one, take this with a grain of salt, this kind of cost analysis, total cost being 145 billion versus roughly 110 billion or so. That's kind of a little too direct to try and assign a direct value. And something else to keep in mind too, when you're talking about the Tet, your cost at this point to get to the Tet based on this analysis, which I think is still a little high, it's about 60 billion to get the Tet level God Eye weapon. And again, you're only 3 AP off of a Pen Blackstar. So the biggest difference between these two, and they're stating that it's roughly the same cost, which in my book, 30 billion difference is not roughly the same cost, which is why I hesitate to just take this specific person's analysis at face value here instead of kind of factoring everything. The other thing to keep in mind is you get to use these upgrades along the way. So when you're trying to progress from Tet Blackstar to Pen Blackstar as is, you have nothing to show for it in the meantime, right? You're spending billions and billions. It's if you're getting costumes off the marketplace, which even EU is able to do within a few days nowadays. If you're getting costumes off the marketplace, you're running about 5 billion per click just in the cron cost alone, plus your memory fragments, plus whatever else, the stones and stuff, which are kind of minimal when compared to the other costs. But 5 billion per click every time that you're doing it, and every time you fail, which is very likely going to be many. The current one, the offhand I'm working on, I think I've failed 24, 25 times now. Every time that you fail, you still have nothing, right? You still have your Tet Blackstar. You still have Reddit users telling you, hey man, you should just get Zarka and Kafris up so you can hit specific brackets, because the Blackstar is limiting you from blah, 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 blah. Like, we see this Jatina exists, so just get the pen that way, whatever. You have nothing for it. Whereas this is, as they literally explain it, a staircase type of progression. You are picking up gains along the way. You're getting more AP. You're hitting bigger brackets in order to progress all the way there. So if we take what they say at face value, that they're roughly the same cost, which it probably is, I do expect to be slightly more expensive. I'm not sure that it's going to actually break down to cost you 35 billion more on average. Keep in mind, obviously there's RNG here, so we're just dealing with averages as best we can. I'm not sure that's going to work out that high, but nonetheless, it's definitely a pretty good option to at least kind of work your way up to that. Yes, the percentage going from Tet to Pen is lower, but you can click twice in the same amount of cost that you would only be able to click once on a normal Pen Blackstar. And again, every time you're failing, you're also like making more money if you grind for your money in the first place, because being 3 sheet AP off of Pen Blackstar is infinitely better than being on a Tet Blackstar in the first place. So would I personally do this if I were going it? No, but also, I mean, I gamble a lot in this game, so the way I play is a bit different, so I don't think it's a route I would go for. Of course, I say that now. Ask me again 10 more clicks on Blackstar offhand, and if this were an option, would I go for it? Yeah, maybe I'd start considering it around then if I keep getting killed on those clicks. That being said, talking about offhand, when this comes out along with Kelphion Elvia, we're only going to see it initially for Main Hand and Awakening, and have the offhand introduced at a later date. So we're not going to have that right out of the gate, so not currently an option. But overall, it's a second way to go about it. You don't have to do it. You still have the other method. So I've seen a lot of salty comments about it, which is a little bizarre to me, other than you were expecting some Jatina type quest to get guaranteed upgrades, which personally I think is a little ludicrous for an actual Pen Blackstar item to exist, at least at this point in the game. Talk to me again in 2 years, and then we'll see. if that's the type of way to go. So I'm totally fine with this because you just go the old method if you don't like it, and if you want to do it, you can. Evidently, you'll be able to sell them at different steps. I was not anticipating that. I thought it was going to be something at base or pen could then be converted and sold on the marketplace, but it's my understanding you can actually sell it at each level. So I think it's pretty likely you're going to see something like a lot of people probably pushing this to the duo, maybe try range, something along those lines, duo or try, since it's not like super expensive, but it's a really nice upgrade. And then as an aside, you work on your Tet to Pen Blackstar upgrade this method, also because the stacks are less daunting that way, right? If you do that, you could run this. Let's say you go to try, right? So you've used maybe a 150. They give these types of things out, right? So you've used 100, 130, 150. We're assuming these are optimal. You've got maybe a try here, so you're a little bit off the Pen Blackstar. You've got a little nice upgrade. You're hitting a couple extra brackets thanks to sitting at try on the God Eye, and then you're not going to push it that Tet to Pen. Number one, the stacks are up there. Maybe you only have another stack that's a 200 something that you want to use for Pen Blackstar, so you have a nice little placeholder. And the thing is, if and when you yo-yo 420 swag your Jay's hammer and you get your Pen Blackstar, you can then sell this guy at duo, try, whatever it's sitting at. Anyhow, somebody else can pick it up and then do the same from there. Not saying that other people won't sell it. I can foresee Tet's definitely selling at some point along the same lines for the same reason. But yeah, definitely an option. I don't see any reason to be salty about it. Giving us a second way to get a piece of gear that's not inherently just better or strictly better is definitely the way to go about it, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like it. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you get notifications when new videos do go live. And if you'd like to catch me playing live, there's a link to my Twitch page in the description down below. You can jump on over there, drop a follow so you get notifications for that as well. With that said, that's going to be it for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.